This might come as a shock, but my mum is a bit of a gamer. As with some of gaming's hardest challenges under her belt, it starts to get lonely at the top. Which is why, after learning about the rules for a Pokémon Nuzlocke, my mum had only one thing to say.
What, Liz?
A Nuzlocke.
Oh yeah, what is a Nuzlocke, if I've said it?
So please enjoy as I present to you the tale of my mum's first Pokémon Nuzlocke. Now naturally we chose Pokémon Scarlet, as it was the most recent Pokémon game, and after hearing about all the bugs and glitches, my mum wanted to see it for herself. So after choosing a look for ourselves, meet Amanda. Now let's cut right to the most burning question. Who's going to be chosen? Sprigatito, Fuecoco, or Quaxly? If you're feeling brave, pause this video and put that answer in the comments below. But now, it's time for the reveal.
Well, it's between Kitty and Duxley. I'm going to go for Kitty.
Locking it in?
Yeah, locking it in.
I am surprised. I thought you would pick the duck. So there you go. I was like, yeah, you seem like a duck person, but
I was going to, and then I like the cat in the catnip.
And there you have it, Sprigatito. If you guessed correctly, congratulations. As you can tell from the clip, I honestly thought that Quaxly would be the one chosen. But now comes the second most important part of the Nuzlocke, the nickname. Would you like to give Sprigatito a nickname? Absolutely. So
Kitty.
What? Kitty?
Yeah, because that's going to be easy to remember. And you can. That's a quick one.
Not Catsley?
No, because I'll forget what I've called it.
Kitty. So now it's official. Welcome to the team, Kitty. May our adventures be long and fruitful. Alright, you are challenged by Pokemon Trainer Nemona. Pokemon Trainer Nemona sent out Quaxly. Go, Kitty.
I've never done a Pokemon.
Alright. So seeing as this is your Nuzlocke, are you scratching, tail whipping, or leaf age?
Tail whipping.
The user wags its tail cutely, making the opposing Pokemon less wary. This lowers their defense stats.
Oh.
So do you want to do that?
Well, I don't really know what the options... Oh, well, I know what the options are, but I don't know what they mean.
Or scratch, hard-pointed, sharp claws, rake the target to inflict damage. Or leafage, the user attacks by pelting the target with leaves.
Oh, I think we ought to have something more weapony than leafage then.
Absolutely.
40, yeah. I think I was being a
Kitty
bit too
used
kind.
leafage.
Whee.
Super effective. So that was our first rival battle, and as you can see, it went quite well. So one thing I love to do is voice characters. The pinnacle of that had to have been our Persona 5 playthrough. Okuma has grown exponentially as well. How are you holding up, Haru? We've been receiving anonymous threats almost every day now. That's scary.
I realise what you're
But
doing.
our security is tight, so it's been okay so far.
However, I'm not one to hog all the characters, so I asked my mum to voice none other than Mum. And things started off all well and good. That is until she decided to go off script a tad.
And in your new friend, Nemona, and it sounds like your school life is shaping up to be fantastic. That means you don't come home and I can have the place to myself and it will stay tidy.
Absolutely.
Now you'll be staying in the school dorms, that's just what I said, so I want you to promise me you'll eat proper meals and don't come back. Oh, me again. But if you ever want to come back home, you know your bed is always ready for you. Yeah, but the door will be locked.
Your mother's so nice, Amanda. Apart from all the stuff she said about trying to evict you, that was kind of weird, but, you know, whatever, family, I guess.
That was in my head.
But that doesn't matter for now, as next up is our scripted battle against Lechonk, which we of course catch and affectionately name
Pigsley.
after the king of rock and roll, Elvis. But Amanda seems to get Pigsley confused for a Swablu and attempts to use Fly. But it's all good, as this one act starts a chain reaction that ends up battling one of my favourite Pokemon characters, Arven.
It's Nutty versus Kitty.
These memories are leaving a bad taste in my mouth and I want it gone.
Bless.
Alright.
He's a bit dramatic, isn't he?
A little
He's
bit.
Just a bit over OTT.
Ooh,
Oh,
that
poor
hurt.
Kitty.
Let's
Let's do a scratch again, or
You don't want to try a leafage?
oh, leafage. Yeah. I just thought he would probably like a bit of leafage. Oh no, he didn't.
Scovet used bite.
Oh, sugar.
Oh, Kitty's
Let's
almost
have
gone.
another leafage then.
Okay, so that battle was a little close for Kitty there, but regardless, we pull through and Nemona shows us the beautiful sights of Paldea. And really, I can't believe Game Freak thought they could get away with this. Regardless though, it's time for our next encounter.
Who's that Pokémon? It's Psyduck! Psyduck!
It's Psyduck, who we decided to nickname Psy after the Gangnam Style bloke. And then next up we had a close encounter with a tarantula, who after being caught we simply named Spiddy, which brings us to our rematch against Demona, in which, well, I'll just let the clip do the talking.
Pokemon Trainer Nemona is about to send out Poor Me. Would you like to switch your Pokemon? Now, I think it would be wise
Yeah.
to switch to Psy.
Oh, yeah, let's have Psyduck. I like Psyduck.
Terrastili. I always get this wrong as well, another thing. Terrastilizing, I missed what she said anyway,
Yeah.
because I was so hung up on word pronunciation. Oh,
What?
I made a severe and continuous lapse in judgment. I might have got it round the wrong way. And electric is more effective against water. I do apologise.
He's fainted. Is that it? Can I never
Yeah.
use him again?
No.
Oh dear. And I can't go to the hospital and get him set.
No, them's the rules.
So yeah, not my proudest moment. Just rewatching that clip, I felt like the meme of Walter White in the car. I honestly can't believe I made such a rookie mistake, and the game didn't let me forget either, as after beating Nemona, she hands us 3 revives, and while heading through Mesa Goza, we immediately encounter one Psyduck outside the academy, and another behind the front desk. So instead of helping Penny, we went to grab some quesadillas in order to honour the memory of Psy. Having to finally walk forward and face the future, we decide to help Penny, as luckily for her, Kitty was able to solo both the Shroodle and Yungoos, thwarting off Team Star and allowing us to continue on with our first day of school, in which Arvin immediately coaxes us into joining him on his quest for Herba Mystica, and ultimately gets us sent to the director's office for a drug PSA, held by none other than the reason most people bought Pokemon Scarlet, myself included. But after a few months of school life, it was finally time to start the treasure hunt. Our first stop was seeking out the Stony Cliff Titan, however we needed to beef up our team before facing such a foe. So as we were walking into Area 3 of the South Province, we encountered a Makuhita, who after capturing we nicknamed Mac, after the Mark Morrison song, Return of the Mac. Then next up, just outside of Artisan, we caught a Venonat, which we named Nat after Nat King Cole, and it was at this point that I realised we were basically just following the JoJo stand naming conventions. And then would you believe it, on our way to the East Province, this happened.
Right. That's another one. We're being taunted.
I'd say we are being teased a little bit.
I don't
here.
think we
can't
can
get
get it
down,
though.
Matthew.
No.
Oh, don't waste your balls.
Hang on. Whoop.
Oi.
Alright, we made it.
Oh, done it. Right, side
Right,
up.
you will.
It was at this point when I came up with a genius idea, as upon discovering that the river was right on the boundary of Area 2, I baited the Psyduck into the new area and caught it. Of course this did mean we lost a whole new set of encounters, but it was a small price to pay for a guaranteed water type to help with the Cliff Titan. And help it did, as the new and improved Gangnam Psy almost one-shot Cloth during the first phase, and absolutely crushed it in the second. But not before my mum had an interesting observation to make about the battle system.
So this is one of these taking turn games, like
Persona.
Persona. That's the word I was. So if you cut your teeth on something like Pokemon and you like this type of game, you could then go on to Persona, couldn't you? Because that would be like sort of a grown-up version.
After this we follow the normal story beats. Enter the cave, spot the Herba Mystica, and get high! Fibre sandwiches from Arvin. And after getting back on the road, our next stop was the Cortondo Gym. But after getting lost trying to leave Area 3, we accidentally started Operation Starfall and met the devilishly handsome Clive. But my mum had some suspicions about his identity.
He looks old
Well,
and young, if you know what
Go
I mean.
get him, Amanda. Absolutely. And he's got a little bit of facial hair.
Yeah.
But then, you know.
He's got sort of an old look, so
Well-
with the grey sort of facial hair, but then we've got this fancy, like, quiff.
Yeah. Pompadour.
Oh, what's director?
Well, go get him, Amanda. Director Clavel? You look familiar.
Oh. I don't know. You look familiar, I think. You look familiar.
I have no idea what you mean, but if anyone asks you about me, remember this. I'm Clive, a normal academy student, just like you. Nothing more, nothing less.
Oh, is it? Is it? I thought you looked. So is Dr. Cavill? Is it, or it's?
I don't know. Well, we haven't seen them in the same room together.
No.
So
No.
who knows? I think it's too early to say just yet.
While travelling through Area 2 of the South Province, we caught a Fletchling. Initially we called it Menno, but later changed it to Fletch, after the guy on the Grinch album. And totally not because I kept mistakenly calling them that. But because we had 6 Pokemon though, Spiddy had to go into retirement. Up next was the Olive Rolling Challenge and battle with Gym Leader Katie, the latter of which Gangnam Psy proceeded to sweep through, so the next stop was returning back to Artisan to take on the Sunflora Challenge and face Gym Leader Brassius. But let's talk about that Sunflora Challenge, as who would have thought that this little unassuming plant would have taken 6 minutes to defeat? I blame myself though, as Fletch was underleveled, so Ember didn't do nearly enough damage as it should have, allowing the Sunflora to set up Ingrain and Leech Seed. I also advised switching to Nat, which in hindsight was the wrong call, as none of its moves dealt enough damage and Poison Power was ineffective, leading us to finally switch to Kitty, where we found using Bite was the most effective move, finally bringing an end to the 6 minutes of torment.
There you go, the mighty Sunflora. Finally, everyone contributed, basically.
I know they did.
Ooh.
Oh, Kitty's evolving. Kitty looks really cross.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, we got our first evolution.
Ooh. Oh, look at
There you
Kitty.
go.
Go there, Kitty.
Congratulations, your kitty evolved into Floragata.
Wow.
Now I don't claim to be a Pokemon expert by any means, but between you and me, I think that Sunflora had been hogging all the fertiliser. If you catch my drift. Anyway, the next Sunflora battle was nowhere near as painful, but this challenge gave us the wake-up call that the team needed to get some experience before we went up against Brassius. So I went away and did some off-camera mining to evolve Fletch and Pigsley, meaning it was now time for the gym battle. We started out strong with the Fletch sweep, decimating both the Petilil and Smoliv. Naturally I knew the upcoming Sudowoodo was going to cause a huge problem because of Fletch's 4x weakness to rock, so we changed it to the normal Terra type to minimise damage. Brassius then switched things up by using Trailblaze, which put Fletch in a patchy spot.
Ooh. Oh, it's like even
Fletch.
Stevens, isn't it? Oh, come on.
Alright, Fletch should be able to just clinch this. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This,
Now
oh
what
no, I
happens?
think we've lost Fletch. I think we've lost Fletch.
No, not again. Oh no, we can't, Matthew. Oh, we've lost Fletch.
Oh, Fletch. Oh man.
He just couldn't let it go.
Fletch, so close. Oh no.
Oh no.
Alright, we'll bring in Kitty.
With one quick attack, Kitty took vengeance, but ultimately I was devastated, as Fletch would have been a solid Pokemon to make it to the endgame. Perhaps if we'd switched to Kitty earlier, then Fletch would have still been with us. But regardless, we needed to move forward, but not before Brassius decided to rub the loss on our face one last time by giving us the very move that felled Fletch. After this I didn't feel like our team was ready to take on any more challenges, so it was back to hunting for new members. So allow me to introduce Lilith the Litleo, named after one of my buddy's Dark Souls characters, and Michael the Mudbray, who we just couldn't pick a single Michael to name them after, so we just went with all of them. But now it was time to raid our first Team Star base and face Giacomo, but not before having some initial trouble with the Team Star grunts Murkrow, after I forgot Nat was the party leader and didn't have any moves that could actually land, resulting in almost losing Nat in the process. But luckily, Psy came in clutch and took the win. So next up was the boss of Team Star's Dark Crew, Giacomo, and Michael was raring to go as he landed a critical double kick on the pawn yard, keeping to his own tempo as the newly sent out Reveroom tried to intimidate him. But although unintimidated, Michael still wasn't dishing out enough damage, so he used an X attack, only for this to happen.
It's this I'm worried about. He should. We'll find out. Come on, Mike. Oh, barely.
Damn.
Alright, oh no. Alright, no, he's fine. Alright, this will be last. There you go, Mike. Come on. Alright, that's good.
So after almost losing Michael, we brought out Mac, and Mac wasn't playing around either, as one hyped up Force Palm nearly brought the Reveroom to its knees. Or axles, I suppose. But after suffering from having his special defense lowered, it was clear Mac couldn't take much more.
29. No. What to do?
But he now has a hit of him, so hopefully he will get him. Won't he?
No, well, Mac. So we had 63 health. That attack did what? 34.
Yeah.
So if he uses that attack
Yeah.
again, then Mac's gonna die.
Right.
And Mac won't go first because Mac is slower.
right.
Now Now, keen viewers may have noticed that I've taken full control over the battle decisions at this point. However, that was at my request, as after the close calls and losses we've had up to this point, I didn't want to potentially lose anyone else. So after thinking it over and exploring our options, I decided the best course of action was to use an X special defense on Mac and pray for his survival.
Right, Mac. I'm going to use this on Mac. And this is going to increase Mac's defense. So now I know he's weak, but I'm hoping that he will survive this hit. Yes, alright, Mac's fine. We've got this.
With the battle all but decided, it was time for Mac to deliver the closing move.
Mac's going to deliver the final blow. Fingers crossed.
Oh gosh, yeah. It's a bit tense.
Come on, Mac.
Come on, Mac. Come on. We're all rooting. Come on.
Hey, well done, Mac.
Ooh. Strategic play. Actually, Pokemon is quite difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
I realise now terrestrialising earlier with Mac probably would have been the better play, but a win's a win, so next up was the Levincia Gym to challenge Gym Leader Iono, but not before Nemona wanted another battle.
Ooh.
Poor me. Now Psyduck is probably having flashbacks, even though this isn't the same Psyduck.
I know.
So we're now going to switch to Michael.
Yeah, I think we've had enough. Psyduck's had enough. I think we've got.
Psyduck's got their vengeance. They're not going to face poor me. They're going to leave that to Michael.
With Michael delivering the ultimate vengeance in memory of the original Psy, the rest of the Nemona battle was a cakewalk. Speaking of walks,
I like
ready
a
or
bit of
not,
spot the.
here our challenger comes.
Yeah, spot the. When you have to do those games where you have to spot the thing. Like Where's Wally, isn't it?
Well, find Mr. Walksabout. Can you see him?
Where's Mr. Walkabout? Not where's
Where is
Wally?
he?
Have I got to find him?
Yeah, you got to find him.
Oh, what now?
Now.
Well, is he not over? I still haven't got my glasses on, but I think he's right hand side under that parasol.
This one?
No, next one.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he looks like he's just standing to our right, just on the lines. There's like, if we keep going further along, is that him there?
Well, here.
Yeah.
Looks like him to me. My, admirably done.
Are you impressed with me finding him?
Yeah, especially when you started with I can't see very well.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I hope you'll find your treasure in your independent study with as much ease. Yeah, I'm sure we will.
Then next up it was time for the Michael sweep. All of this culminating towards our final battle against Iono herself. Wattrel caused Michael a bit of trouble due to its resistances to ground and fighting, but after successfully defeating them, we then switched to Mac in order to take on the Belly Bolt. Unfortunately though, even after bulking up, Mac was taking a lot of damage, and eventually got paralysed. I realise now that Kitty would have been the better choice over Mac. However, we basically spent Mac's time on the field as an opportunity to continually use bulk up until he was ready to deliver the finishing blow, One Punch Man style. The next up was the Luxio, which was no match for Michael, bringing us to Iono's final Pokemon, Miss Magus. So I'm just going to cut to the chase. This fight did not start out great, and there were a lot of misplays. The first was our decision to keep Michael out in the field, as he had no moves that could actually hit the enemy. And the second was terrestrialising Michael before realising that fact. In an attempt to turn things around, we brought in Lilith, as with immunity to Ghost type, she seemed like the perfect candidate, and it was so far so good, as even though Lilith was hit by Confuse Ray, she was still able to use Noble Roar and lower the major stats, until this happened.
Yeah, we're fine. Absolutely fine. Ooh, special attack rose. That's not great.
What happened there? I thought Lilith would.
No, so annoyingly, the electric type move boosted the attack back up. So Lilith brought the attack down, only for it to be brought back up again, making it nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
So,
yeah.
it wasn't like it was going to do less and less damage each time, which was the aim.
In hindsight, after seeing Noble Roar get countered the first time, we should have immediately got Lilith out of there, as Iono was clearly not going to use Hex or Confuse Ray again, but eventually we switched to Kitty, and after a quick fright from the Miss Magus Hex, we dealt the first damage. But it was at this point that I realised how far back into a corner we actually were. Welcome to the closing act. With Kitty being unable to take another hit, I realised how much the earlier misplay of terrestrialising Michael was affecting the outcome of this match. I couldn't switch to Psy or Nat as I wasn't confident in their survivability, and Kitty wasn't fast enough to use U-turn to swap to Lilith and avoid the Hex. The only point of humour during this time was knowing that Mac was sitting in reserve, fully juiced up on 6 bulk ups. At this point, I'd fully taken over the battle decisions, as after deliberating over the few options we had left, I could feel Lilith calling out to me. It was then when I remembered the words of my mentor, that the hardest choices require the strongest wills, and although our time together up until now had been short, I knew what I had to do. Yeah, goodbye Lilith.
Oh.
It's the end of Lilith. Alright, we'll bring back Kitty to get vengeance.
This is tough,
All
isn't
right.
it? This is really tough.
Don't do
Gosh.
this. Don't confuse, don't confuse. Alright, Kitty, come on, power through it, Kitty. Just power through and finish it off. Come on,
Come on.
don't get confused. Just do it, just do it, just do it, Kitty. Come on, I believe in you. Come on. Come on. No!
Oh.
Oh, it's alright, it's alright. As long as
I
we
mean,
just
Kitty's
need
still
one
up.
more. We need one more. Come on, Kitty. Don't get done in confusion. Please, Kitty. Please. Thank goodness. It's over. It's over. It's done. Lilith's sacrifice was not in vain. And we did it.
Wow. I think it's one of the hardest battles
Yeah.
we've ever had
Oh, I miss Lilith already.
in all our gaming history.
That was
Matthew.
tough.
That was really tough and really emotional as well at points there.
I'm getting a bit teary.
I know. I'll get you some tissues.
You're as
in a minute.
flashy and bright as a 10 million volt thunderbolt, friender.
Ugh.
And you killed my Litlia.
Oh, I
You.
know. Are you going to say that?
Our challenger came out victorious. Well done, Amanda. At what
God,
cost?
so what-
That's
Yeah,
the face of someone.
I
who-
was then going to say, at what cost? Yeah, sorry, Matthew.
That's
yeah.
all right. It's fine. No, just the look on Amanda's face. Just
At
sort
that
of,
point, yeah.
That was the face of someone who'd lost a partner.
I know.
If
Behind
any of you
enemy
found our
lines.
electrifying battle shocking, go smash that subscribe button.
Yeah.
See, she does it for us. It's that
Yeah.
easy.
Say it down there. Look, there it is.
Exactly.